Hi there, Kiran. So you've got another set of essays. Great. Let's see what you did. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It's the income and fine. Let's see. The line graph shows the special trade zone member income from the year 1990 to 2000, and the given pie chart illustrates the global market export to the year 2000. Both data is collected by IMF World Bank. Okay, you didn't need to include this. Okay, you did, but you didn't have to. You could have just left it like that. Overall, it can be observed that special trade zone member income increased tremendously in about a 10-year period, and in the case of global market share exports, Bensland is the highest, and Peterland is the least exporter of these shares. Okay, perfect. Looking at the line graph, the total income of the members in the 1990s were lowest, with $125,000 US billion, which remained steady in the following year. From the year 1991 to 1992, a slight increase of this could be seen. Later, from 93 until 1997, this significantly rose from almost this to about this, respectively. Let's see. Yep, it looks pretty accurate to me. Okay. Let's see. All right, from 1990, let me just look at it one more time. 91 to 92, okay, fine. 93 to 97, okay. And hold on a second. This is a little confusing to me because I'm expecting you to then tell me what happened from 1997 to 2000 when there was a plateau. You didn't mention that anywhere, and that's really surprising because the graph continues to 2000. So we have absolutely no information from 1997 until 2000, right? You really needed to mention that. It would have just been one extra sentence. You could have just said from 97 to 2000 there was a plateau at whatever $1 billion. Or you could have said this figure then plateaued until 2000. Okay? You just need to add that, but you absolutely need to include that information. It's pretty important. Okay, talking about the pie chart. I don't like this talking about the pie chart. More appropriate here would have been turning to the pie chart. Bensland was the topmost contributor to global market share exports with 90, 233. What does this mean? 233. Oh, okay, 90. You know what? You put a space here. That's why it's confusing. So no space here. It's a number. Was the least with about 1/9 that of Bensland. Okay, in the year 2000. However, Timsland, Herbertland, and Fredland exported shares between this and this. Okay, between this and this, not between this to this. Okay, you needed an and here. Furthermore, not further. Timsland was the second largest exporter with this, which was almost twice as much as that, you need that here, of Darrenland. After Jimsland, Anderland was at the third place with 75. Okay, that's a little confusing because you kind of jump all over the place here with these figures. I realize that there's a lot, but I do find that you're kind of jumping around and it makes it rather confusing. Okay, so let me tell you what I mean here. Bensland was at top, that's clear. Let's see, and Petersland is the least, okay, and that's clear. But you needed to do some better grouping with the rest of these. Let's see, how many categories do you have? You have about 9. You needed to group those a little better. Okay, I liked what you did here with this range, this 50 to 60, but you need to do something similar with those other things. Give them ranges. Say that, you know, country A, B, and C were between 70 and 80, etc., etc. Okay, so that's what you need to do here. Okay, so while you had a lot of nice elements in this task 1, there still needed to be a little work, okay? As I said, it was the treatment of your pie chart that felt a little strange and a little kind of disorganized. So I want to move on to your essay about the computer education. Here's what you said. These days, computer education is mandatory for school children in most institutions. Get rid of the. Of the implies something different. It's as if you've already talked about these institutions and we know which ones you're talking about. And that's not the case here. So just be general and say in most institutions. As varied people have different views about including computer education during school years, in my opinion, this is necessary during the schooling period here. Along with this, I believe to some extent that these skills can be grasped in a natural way. However, they might not learn who is they They might not learn the, you want to hear say children, okay? Or you could say students, because this they is not clear. However, students might not learn the appropriate usage of them. Okay, this essay will support these arguments with examples. Okay, so it almost is as if you kind of feel like you're kind of in between. Is that correct? It's kind of what it sounds like. So let's see what you actually said in the rest of your essay. The implementation of computer literacy, know the here, in schools is quite beneficial for equipping students for a prosperous future, as we all are well aware of the fact that computers have dominated almost every, let's try it again. As we are all well aware, comma, computers have dominated almost every profession and workplace. Wherever we look all around us, we find computers, such as in banks, in malls for billing purposes, and in companies for storing data and day-to-day transactions. If these students learn to handle computers in schools at a very early age before entering universities and jobs, there are less chances of anxiety about them in the future. I personally did not have them while I was a young learner, thus this created many obstacles in my path. However, I see my own children's comfortability, comfort is the word you want here, because they get to learn computer skills from their school. Okay, fine. Let's move on. Although there is a belief that a child can become computer efficient, no, not computer efficient, that's the wrong word. Computer literate is the word you want here. So computer literate naturally through daily conversations because of their ability. Let me try that again. Get rid of although. Instead, you want to say here, however, okay? However, comma, there is a belief that a child can become computer literate naturally through daily conversations because of their availability. I don't like this in every place. It's rather strange. Just their ability everywhere. There is no doubt that children can acquire computer skills due to the access of them everywhere. You just said that, the same thing. It's like the same sentence, so don't repeat yourself. However, the professional use of computers is far different from daily usage. Get rid of the. It is often observed that children, know the, play games most of the times while they are on their devices. These informal studies and daily use of computers are not going to teach them the proper way. Is not going to teach them the proper way to use computers as is taught in school. Okay, so some changes are necessary here. For instance, coding programs taught by teachers help students to develop their own math games, which is not possible to learn by themselves merely playing games. These types of learnings would be a great exposure for the students. I don't like this, a great exposure. That feels kind of strange. It would be a great advantage. It would be a great skill for the students who wish to pursue graphic designing. All right, I don't know about this sentence. I mean, how many students want to pursue graphic design? So just it allows them to have skills that could be useful and could be applicable in many, many, many careers, okay? So to sum up, it is true that we are surrounded by technology all around us, but the computer skills taught in school far outweigh, get rid of the S, the ones adapted naturally through daily access, not accessibility, careful. For making children computer literate, the efficient use of these technical devices should be done at home and in schools as well. Okay, fine. Let me see your little note here. Teaching visual learners and how could we provide ease to learn. No, that's irrelevant. That doesn't fit here. Okay, that's part of a different essay altogether. That's like the first essay in the course, but no, that wouldn't apply here. The idea is, do we need to teach children about computers in school and how to use them in school, or do they have so much exposure to them in their private lives that they do not need this? That's what you need to be focusing on here, okay? So I thought what you wrote was good. I liked it. Obviously, I had to change around some things. Obviously, I had to, fix some of the grammar, some of the vocabulary, but on the whole, I think you developed it appropriately. So no, I didn't want you to write about this that you have in your little note here, okay? So nice job. Go ahead and correct this, and let's see more work from you, okay? You're on the right track, so keep at it. Good luck.